Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician 84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 81. Let's kick this off. So the first 6 questions are from Express Gaming. 1. Now that you have eaten Japanese and American candy, how about trying Poland candy? I suppose I could. Uh, didn't really think about whether or not they have chocolatey treats that we don't over here. Maybe I'll look into it. 2. Every time you face my sous ship deck, does it make you hungry on the spot? Um, I'm not gonna lie, it does sometimes. And kind of makes me want to have some sushi or something with rice. Um, 3. In school, did you have a cooking class, and do you remember anything you made back then? I did actually, during my first 2 years of secondary school. I did food tech. Um, I definitely remember making a few cupcakes. That's one thing I remember. Um, to be honest, I don't remember anything else I made. As it's been a while. Um, yeah, that's all I can remember. 4. In school, have you ever had a session where you had to eat all different kinds of cheese and had to choose the top 3 favourites and the top 3 hated? I did in my cooking class. No, I've never done anything like that. Um, I guess it must have been different for you. 5. True or false? Are ghosts real? Uh, it's really hard to say. It, I've had 3 people I know claim they've seen one, or at least felt a presence. Um, like something they claim to have seen. Um, I mean, you know what they say? You have to see it to believe it. Of course, I like to try and keep an open mind about these sorts of things. Um, so I, mm, I don't know. Um, I guess for the sake of those stories, I'm gonna say true. 6. True or false? Pyramids are filled with booby traps. Um, well, I know obviously in movies and stuff, they're portrayed as having lots of traps inside them. Um, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was a thing in real life. Of course, I wouldn't put it past the ancient Egyptians to put defenses in their pyramids. Uh, Again, it's one of those cases of you'd have to see it to believe it. I mean, I feel like someone would have to go inside a pyramid and document their journey and see if it is maybe. Um, I guess for now I'm gonna say true. Um, Next 3 questions are from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. out of all the ace protagonists, Yugi, Jaden, Yusei, Yuma, Yuya, and Yusaku, Yusei is the only one that does not play Monster Reborn in his deck. Do you think he got the short end of the stick with this issue? Um, well, that's not entirely true. As Yusaku doesn't play Monster Reborn either, according to Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki. Um, so, yeah, that would make two protagonists that don't play it. Um, it's quite interesting because they're the only two that have never lost a duel throughout the series, except in a flashback. Um, I mean, in regards to being able to play it, I guess they kind of did get the short end, but at the same time, they're still able to spam out synchros and links pretty easily anyway without the use of Monster Reborn. So not having it doesn't seem to have affected them really. Um, but I just know that if they did have it, then obviously they would take advantage of being able to use it to extend their plays. 2. Besides Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, are there any other cards you want from Maze of Memories? I actually already said in the last episode what I was after from Maze of Memories. I said I was also after um, 3 copies of Red Eye Soul, 2 of which I pulled from those packs the other day. Blackluster Soldier, Legendary Swordsman, Fireball Dragon Dark Fluid, Neo Tempest Terahertz. Um, and yeah, that was all I said. Although I'm also thinking about picking up Axel's Synchro Stardust Dragons. I had a look at it and I thought, it actually might be worth picking this up for my Stardust Junk deck. I don't know what I'd take out for it, but I would like to have the option of playing it for sure. Um, Maybe I'll pick up Ready Set Duel as well. There's, unless I'm mistaken, it's a Synchron support card. I'll have to double check how it's worded. Um, and that's basically it, really. I need to hurry up and pick up a copy of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero because seeing as Elemental Heroes are one of the decks I plan to use in my current temporary tournament return, I need to pick that card up just to keep up. Uh, of course, if I uh, pull any of these cards in collector rare, whenever I do get my booster box, I'm gonna keep that collector's rare. Like if I get a collector's rare, Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, that is going straight in my Elemental Hero deck because it's the hero deck that I've had the longest, and well, it's very deserving. Um, Not that Rainbow Neos doesn't deserve it, but um, yeah, I've had my Elemental Hero deck a lot longer than my Rainbow Neos deck. Um, so it just seems fitting. Of course, I still don't know whether I want to pick up 1 or 2 copies of Blackluster Soldier Legendary Swordsman. Uh, 3. There was news about a Jack Atlas Red Dragon Archfiend structure that coming soon. Any thoughts and opinions on this, and what cards do you want to see in it? I did hear about that, yes, and that's very intriguing. I don't know when we're going to get it, but that's something that will interest me. I mean, I don't know what cards I want to see specifically, but I'm just hoping that it will make the deck more playable, or at least mine anyway, because I just seem to have that struggle with my Red Dragon Archfiend deck, where uh, I just can't seem to win a lot of games with it. I mean, I can win games, but sometimes I'll either brick or just uh, how do I say it? Lose momentum if I'm not careful. Um, but I still do what I can though to make it work. I mean, it has worked better recently, but something to help make it more playable would be really great. I mean, yeah, I mean, some could argue that it doesn't help that I don't play Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and that it would help me do better, which is true, but I refuse to play that damn card. Because it's my third most hated synchro in the game. Like, I won't play that card at all in anything. I would much rather lose my games than play an annoying, degenerate piece of shit like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Using those kinds of cards is just not my way of dueling. Um, and the last three questions are from Weber's 5. One, top three generic side deck cards. It was hard to think of three specifically, but there are three that do stand out a lot for me. So, in reverse order, I'm going to say Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, uh, Waking the Dragon, and Ibiru. I say Ghost Reaper because yeah, it's uh, well, it's one of my favourite hand traps in the game, and I just love being able to use it to get rid of annoying extra deck monsters. It's just an absolute godsend, and yeah, it's a great help getting rid of extra deck monsters that I absolutely hate with a passion. Um, it, I don't normally go after opponents' extra deck monsters or even banish them. But in the case of extra deck monsters that I hate, I will gladly make an exception and side it if I can. I know it's not been great lately, but I feel like it can be pretty good right now. I've got some ideas with Ghost Reaper, and hopefully I'll be able to pull them off. Of course, well, what's typical about Ghost Reaper though is that I swear whenever I've used it to banish your Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, when I played against your Pendulum Magicians, even though I got rid of it, I still somehow lost. That was just ridiculous. Um, then again, Pendulum Magicians have multiple ways to stop the opponent from doing anything. Um, Wake Up, no, not Wake Up, but Waking the Dragon is just one of my absolute favourite traps. I love that card. I love having the option of getting uh, strong boss monsters out the extra deck. I've never used it to summon anything from the main deck, interesting. Um, but yeah, I love having the option of being able to use it to bring out Ultimate Falcon, which I know a lot of people do anyway. But I also like the option of Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon and Blackwing Full Armor Master. um, just to mix it up. Um, and then, of course, I used it to bring out some other cool extra deck monsters lately that I wanted to try out in my last tournament return, but never got to use it. I also wanted to use it to bring out Destiny Hero Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, and Merry Melfi's, which I thought would be cool and trolly. DP, very strong card. I know it can help with spot removal. That's the idea, although I know, of course, once it gets destroyed, I can't bring it back because it wasn't properly summoned. Merry Melfi's was also great. That's also a decent form of monster spot removal, just coming out of nowhere and bouncing a monster off the field just like that. Um, I love Waking the Dragon. That's also something I like to make use of if I can. Nibiru is just, well, one of the best side deck cards in general. It's just great for clearing away um, a problematic board and turning things around. I know there is some risk to it, where a beefy token is um, brought out, so I know it's one you've got to be careful with, but it's handy. I mean, I would much rather deal with something that has loads of attack and defense points than like a board of negates any day, or deal with a board that would OTK me. Yeah, it's a good anti-OTK card, although it is really annoying when the opponent either negates it or doesn't summon enough monsters, which is so annoying. Just like in my last match with Bernardo and my last match with Damien, and I was just like, really? You couldn't have summoned a few more times? Uh, then again, it makes me wonder if Nibiru does anything against Tri Brigade, which is what Damien was playing, rather annoying because I fucking hate Tri Brigade. Um, I don't know. Um, Maybe it was just down to bad luck. I don't know. Either way, I rate Nibiru. I mean, it can be good mained or sided. Two, do you think it's good to have flexible space in your main deck? Essentially, cards that help your deck but aren't essential to you, so you know you can automatically take them out for games 2 or 3. Um, yes, I think it is actually. I absolutely agree. Um, uh, it, it it does help a lot. As one of the issues with side decking is like although you have the absolute nuts in terms of a side deck, it can be really awkward trying to figure out what to side out, which is a problem I still have to this day. It's just really awkward. Um, so I like to try and plan ahead and think what I'm more likely to side out. Like if I'm playing something that has a play set of certain cards, I can easily side out one copy just to try and make room. Um, of course, it's a lot easier if I just side out a card that I know won't help at all against a certain deck. Like when I played against that Gravekeeper deck yesterday, um, I was main decking Nibiru in my Cybers deck just for the tournament, and I sided Nibiru out because I know Gravekeepers don't summon that much in a turn. So even though I lost horribly, it was still the right call, which Reese, the guy I played against, absolutely agrees with. And 3. Best favourite or funniest moves made because of a side deck card. Feel free to make a separate video if it's easier. I guess I could do it in a separate video someday, but there are some great moves I can think, which I thought about earlier. I know some really good moves are involving super poly, whether it's main or sided. I like using that against dark decks, including Endymion, getting rid of them and going into Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, or either that or Predaplant Trip, the one that needs 3 dark monsters. Never know how you say that card's name. But obviously not just Endymion, but things like Evil Heroes, Destiny Heroes, Dark World. Yeah, that's always great. And then another one I thought of was not necessarily a side deck card, although it was, but I was main decking it for a casual game. This was after I retired from tournaments again. I used my Waking the Dragon options in my Dark Magician and Magician Girl decks in a few casual games. And recently I used my Magician Girls against Express Gaming's Blue Eyes deck, and I used Waking the Dragon to bring out Joyous Melfies and use it to bounce, I think it was Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. It was some rank 8. Yeah, I bounced it off the field, which kind of ruined a plan to try and boost a Numeron Dragon. Or it might have been something else, I don't know. But it was just so funny and trolly, and yeah, he just didn't see it coming at all. Yeah, I loved it. And I wanted to also throw Joyous Melfies in with it, just so I could have something for Merry Melfies to tag out for, but I didn't have the room, obviously. Um, yeah, still trying to remember some much older moments. But nothing else is springing to mind right now. Um, so maybe I will do it in a separate video. And that's it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions. And if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening, UK time. So be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Richician YouTube channel.